Guilty on all counts. That's what a jury decided for 38-year-old Jonathan Quilles after deliberating less than an hour.
He's the 38-year-old Jacksonville man now convicted of impregnating and killing his 16-year-old niece. Iyana Sawyer was last seen in December of 2018. Her body has never been found. Tonight, her family released a statement which reads, "Today, a nearly 5-year nightmare ends with another measure of justice. We thank the jury, the attorneys, law enforcement, and judge, as well as all of our friends and family who reached out when we need it most." Jonathan Quilles has now been found guilty of murder and will go back before a jury to determine his fate on earth, but he chose to end Iyana's young life. He was a predator, and the jury saw that with ease. We are grateful.
News4Jax reporter Ariel Schiller was in the courtroom when that verdict was read today. Ariel, how did the family react in that moment?
One of her family members hunched over in tears, which is understandable considering the long process for this case. We spoke with John Phillips, the family's lawyer, following the verdict. He says this case is proof that the justice system works.
State of Florida versus Jonathan Jacob Quilles, verdict count 1. We, the jury, found the defendant guilty of first-degree murder as charged in the indictment.
A verdict that Iyana Sawyer's family has been waiting years for. Thursday, it took the jury for the Jonathan Quilles trial nearly 52 minutes to find him guilty on 2 counts of first-degree murder and 1 count of sexual battery of his 16-year-old niece, Sawyer. John Phillips, the Sawyer family attorney, says this case shows the justice system works.
This was a case that was put together well. It was organized well, but you know, the word coincidence came up a lot today, right? And circumstantial. But at some point, accident and coincidence is just murder. And the jury saw through that, real quick.
Belkis Plata, a Jacksonville lawyer not associated with the case, watched the trial and says a quick verdict shows the state put together a case and a timeline that was hard for the defense to poke holes in.
From her leaving Terry Parker, from him leaving his job, from there being a red minivan that leaves the job for this period of time, the text messages to his brother, the conversations with the inmates, the Snapchats, I think everything together established there was a relationship, there was a motive behind wanting her not to be around.
Phillips says Iyana's mother is grateful for the guilty verdict, but the situation is still painful.
Not having a body, not knowing where she rests, is a continued open wound. It will always be an open wound.
The next phase for this trial will be the sentencing phase, and that will pick up on Monday. The judge gave the jury the day off tomorrow. I'll have more on what that sentencing phase will look like coming up at 11. Reporting live from the Duval County Courthouse, Ariel Schiller, Channel 4, the local station.